For the listener's discretion, this podcast contains strong language and adult themes that may not be suitable for children. These are not the views of the radio station or its affiliates.
Can we stop the arguing? Can we take a moment where we can calm down? It's just so exhausting. Swinging in the wind, going round and round. I know that we won't say sorry. You beg and I plead, but my heart can't beat until I feel the vibrations. I wanna give you vibrations. I know that we won't say sorry until I feel the vibrations. I wanna give you vibrations, baby. I see me addressing you. Let me put the smile right onto your face, tracing every inch of you. Using my tongue to find your happy place. I know that we can't play naughty. You beg and I plead, and you pull my heartstrings until I feel the vibrations. I wanna give you vibrations. I know that we won't say sorry until I feel the vibrations. I wanna give you vibrations, baby. Until I feel the vibrations. I wanna give you vibrations. I know that we won't say sorry until I feel the vibrations. I wanna give you.
Hello. I almost forgot about us.
Look, don't feel bad, okay? You put me backstage, and my camera said, "Well, since we backstage, I'm a clown."
I saw it. Wait, a sister slid back into the chair.
Oh man.
Slid back in. Do you hear me?
Mm.
Slid back in. It's okay. It's okay. And then I have 2 drinks with sippy cups on them. And why is there?
You know what? First of all, let me give you yours.
Thank you.
Okay, let me give you yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. For those of you all, it's been a long time since I've destroyed electrical equipment in here with my cups. A long time.
Yes, very long time.
I doubled up today. So a sister is trying to be very, very careful. Okay. Very careful today. So thank you. And I'm having some mishaps. So, bear with me, but I'm going to make it through because we have so many great things going on. So many great things, and I'm so grateful and appreciative. My guest, honey, the guest today, I see her in the green room. She has her team getting ready for you all. You all are in for so much. I hope you all saw all the PR I was putting out there and getting ready for today. I hope you all saw the effort that your sister put into today. And I'm not stepping off the accelerator, moving forward with all of our guests coming up, okay? But she got it. She got it, and she's coming. So
I'm trying to play catch up. I mean, you moving that fast, okay? Yeah.
Yes, I'm serious. I'm dead serious with this. That's why I have 2 cups, because my mouth intends to be dry today.
Okay.
I have both monitors working today and going on. We're going to try some things new and everything. She's going to be sharing some things with her screen. Okay.
Well, you know what gets me?
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out, how did you get her to slow down long enough to join us? I'm just asking for a friend. I need to know. Okay.
I didn't. I jumped in the Ferrari and sped up to her. How about that?
But you know what? I'm glad I'm in the passenger seat. Let's ride with this.
Okay. I jumped in and sped up. That's why
Okay. All right.
I'm not asking anybody to slow down for us. I'm speeding up. I'm speeding
Doctor got too much stuff going on. I'm like, wait a minute. How did we get her on the show? Okay.
Never too much. Like I said, I have the 2 monitors. I got 2 cameras over here going. I done slid some other stuff in over here. No, don't give me a good challenge. I love my sisters. I love my sisters because you know what? Challenge me to bring the game on up to speed. That's what I love. I love that. And we got Lighthouse Styling and Beauty Consulting in the house. Good evening to you. Good evening. And someone else was on here to say, hello, Moni. And I'm saying hello back to you. I'm so grateful for everyone. Thank you. Let me start out with WUBI Ubiquity Radio, as always, for coming on through the house. And I have been busy uploading more shows out there on all of our platforms. I have been for 2 days uploading shows to platforms. And let me say hello to iHeartRadio. I have been neglectful in saying iHeartRadio. And I last night I said, how could I be neglectful to iHeartRadio? What type of person am I? You know how many people want to be on iHeartRadio? You know how many people want to be out there on iHeartRadio?
I'm just kind of like
Apple Podcasts, all these different.
You missed iHeartRadio.
Shame on me. I went there and I typed it in. I said, look at here, going down on the mic at iHeartRadio out here, and I'm just not even speaking to them. Thank you to all of our platforms once again, YouTube and everyone else. This is your brother from another mother. Now I'm not touching that completely because I have so much brothers. Type your name, please.
That sounds like a setup. Okay.
It is a setup. Go ahead and type your name in there and just let me know which is, because I want to say Terrence. I want to say so many different people. Type your name.
I'm here, so you know it's not me.
Right. And he's getting ready to catch your attitude right over there and say, "Oh, who?"
No. I was gonna wait. I was gonna give it a few minutes.
He wasn't even talking to me. That's my husband. He wasn't even talking to me. He's talking to you.
Oh, you talking to Balo?
Yeah, he's talking to you. That's my husband right there. He wasn't even talking to me.
Oh, well, what's going on, brother? I mean,
That's Tracy. Okay. And then we got Tracy in the house. Hello. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in, people. I appreciate you. You all are going to get such a good show today. Tracy is also someone who's into property, buying properties. Today is a good show for you, brother. That's why I tagged you. This is just coming with the heat. She is really coming with the heat. There is so many impressive things about this lady today. Like, I was already impressed. And then we were talking, and then she threw me out an article about her that made me drop a tear or two. Now, it's hard to get me drop a tear or two and be impressed. It's hard to impress me. Okay.
No, I was in the hospital for a whole week and a half, 2 weeks. You didn't shed a tear, nothing. Okay. They talking about what they gonna do to a brother, and you ain't blinked an eye. Yeah, all right. Look, just move his radio equipment to his hospital room. But we need to be on Wednesday.
I'm a sister with some health conditions. So you're right. It's hard to get me to have some sympathy. I have empathy, but it's hard to have me some sympathy because I'm in stitches and will still come in here to work. Be like, in what? Continue.
Because that's what you said. You said, can he still talk? Okay. Can you sit him up long enough to put his shirt on? All right. Well, I need for you to move that equipment over to
because you don't push no buttons, so you fine.
No, that's what you said. You said, well, you know what? Bring his laptop.
All they do is lean on the wall. So can you lean?
Look, I'm in my store. You know me. I'm in my storage room where my camera equipment is. So this is my only place of peace in the entire house.
Yeah. So he's fine.
I get to come in here, but okay.
He's fine. He doesn't need to walk or anything. He just talks.
See, that's a doggone shame. He don't even need to walk. Why you got to go there? Why you got to stop picking on my legs again?
Tell me what part of that was inaccurate, please.
I didn't say it was inaccurate. I asked you why you was picking on it. So you done talked about it. It started hurting again. Come on now.
All right then. Now let me show you something. You remember our guest, not last week because it was just yourself and me. Before that, Cash, right?
Right.
And look what I got in the mail.
Pink envelope.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Guess what was in the pink envelope?
There we go. Now we get more to it.
She was the microblader, and she has the lash line, and she had the glue, the lash glue.
I
Remember?
remember that. Yeah.
Moni, my lash glue is so good, right? And she's like, I said, look, now I'm hair, makeup, and special effects, and I don't have any lashes. And everybody talking about that lash glue is so good.
Mhm.
La, 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 la. If your lash glue is so good that I can put some lashes on, and like that, I will get on my show and let them know because I'll have lashes on.
I've seen you look. For those of you who don't know,
My sister got lashes on.
I've seen Moni do makeup. This
We're
the
not talking
gospel
about that.
truth.
No, because we
What?
don't talk about that. And you're not tricking anybody into talking about that. We don't care whether I do makeup. But what my point is, the sister got on lashes.
But that's where I was going.
Hold
Oh,
on.
you got on lashes.
This brother 10 times
Hold
slower.
it. First of all, you just took your glasses off, so all I saw was the reflection of the two monitors.
A typical
Do not
man
get
that
started with
doesn't
me.
listen.
No. You just took the glasses off. I didn't even. Yes, you do have lashes on. I see them now. I could
For
not see
anybody
them.
else that was actually listening, I said in the story that if your lash glue is actually good, I will have lashes on next week. And I took my glasses off and I turned to the side and I said, I have lashes on.
But you did not have your glasses. First of all, you
Glasses.
said that you're gonna
Don't
have
make
them on
sir.
last week.
Don't make me mute you, sir. It's been a long time. So now we
Go
don't
ahead,
have
exercise your finger. I know it's out of practice.
we don't have a lot of time. So pay attention. Let me get through this. You guys, I put these lashes on in less than 30 seconds. Okay. Less than 30 seconds. And one thing about me is I cannot put lashes on myself. I'm very honest about that. I was very honest with her. Yeah, send me your glue, honey. Send me your little glue. Okay. And I'm going to see. And I'm going to see if all your yitty daddy is the truth. It's the truth, y'all. It's the truth. This was $6 on her site. And I took it out the package. I put the glue on. And she said, Moni, it's going to be like you put on the magnetic lashes with this. She did not lie. It was less than 30 seconds. I have plenty of lashes because I told her I like the brown, very thin and whatnot, because I don't want to look like that I had caterpillar or spiders on. That's just not me. Okay. I put those on other people because they can do it and they look fabulous. Not me. I don't. Okay. I want natural. And that's what I have on. Natural. Less than 30 seconds, people. That's all I have to say. I give credit where credit is due in all times, in all honesty. Okay. What is the name of her shop? Let me put the glasses back on. Hold on.
I was just gonna say, put the glasses back on.
Cass Lash, CASSLASH. I will make sure that I put the links and everything back in here and get his sister her credit. Go back to that other show, the one before last, and I will put the episode numbers and everything in there and go and check out her links. This glue is thebomb.com. And I mean, I didn't even put on a lot, and it was clink, clink.
Wow.
Sister, they are on, baby. They are on. Okay. They're on. And as you know, with lashes, those corners are of the devil on lashes. Okay. Is that not right, Dr. Carla? Corners are the devil.
So that's the show we did on the 31st.
Is that the date it was?
I think, yeah, that's the show we did on the 31st.
Yeah.
Because you and I were by ourselves last week.
Right.
So that was the show on the 31st. Okay.
Microblading her brows that she does exquisite work. She does exquisite work because I am not one of those makeup artists who hate on anybody else, honey. When your stuff is good, it's good. And I don't mind telling somebody it's good. She is fabulous. She does beautiful work. And her lash glue is thebomb.com. I have found the lash glue I will use forever. I don't mind paying it. It was $6 and plus $4 and some change shipping. I'll pay it. It got here quickly. This is my lash glue. Okay. Just wanted you guys to know that. Here we go. So if you all didn't see last time, First Class Candles, that's Michelle Tucker, one of the other honorees, Empowered Magazine honorees, showed you guys uh, where my candle was down to, but that it was still burning. I did not have my lighter.
Here,
I
you
brought
need,
my
you need
lighter.
a, you need a light.
What, you
Here,
gonna hand me one? You
here.
show him yours. Yes.
Here.
Yeah, he
This
said
is, this is another one of Michelle's candles from
after
First
I
Class
busted him
Candles.
out last week. Absolutely.
Here,
How you can next time.
because you're the only person I know that got 400 candles from Michelle and can never. Go ahead. Go ahead. Light it. Light it.
You guys, you saw how little product is in there. And she teaches you how to maintain. Y'all see that still lit? She
Ooh,
Wait, let me turn the light down a little bit in here. A little bit. You see how that's still lit so well? These candles are worth it, babe.
And they smell good, either whether you like them or not.
This is how much it starts out with. And I've had that candle forever and a day. Forever and a day. And now I'm down to my new one. So good. Pure Bliss is my favorite one. My favorite one. Favorite one. And that's the same one. She always knows which one to get for me, that Pure Bliss. So there we go. Okay. So again, Tracy, stay on here. Get the contact information from Dr. Carla, honey. If you don't stay, you're crazy, because we get ready to talk about some good stuff. If you saw that poll that I put up there on my story, that's going to be with Dr. Carla. She's going to talk some stuff about voting and jury duty and everything. We're going to get a little diverse. Okay. I don't know exactly what she's going to say. We're going to say some stuff. I'm going to put up here what the poll said and everything. And we're going to talk some stuff, honey. And you may think, oh, it's some boring shit we get ready to talk about. Nah, it ain't never boring when we bring it on here, honey. Nope. We're going to take it down to the people. We're going to get it to you so you understand it and make it make sense and make it for you. Okay. And we're going to get you involved in it. So don't even think that. Don't even think that. She's going to bring you the facts and we're going to make it relevant to you. So don't go anywhere. What's been going on in your life, sir?
Just getting better. Just getting better. Trying to heal up for this fashion show that I've got to do on the 18th.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We've got a lot of great things going on. A lot of great things. How about the weather? Has this weather been great? The 80s?
It's the 80s. And I'm like, wait a minute. Did I move to a different state or something? This is crazy. 80 degrees. That's like, wow. Okay, now they're talking about by the weekend, we're going to be back in the hundreds.
Right. Yeah. For Father's Day and all of that, but not crucial hundreds, but in the hundreds for sure.
Yeah.
But this 80s has been marvelous.
Oh yeah,
it's been marvelous, especially for a sister that ain't got no air in her car. Let me just say that.
Just so you know, you and the handler got that same problem. Okay.
It ain't no problem because I'm like, what's his name, Morris Day? Because I'm cool.
Look.
Cool. I am wherever I go. I like the heat though. It's good for my conditions. It's definitely good for my conditions. So I handle it pretty well. I really do.
There you go.
I really do. So that's a blessing over here for me with the heat. But that humidity, that more and more humidity we've started to get.
And that's what folks out here aren't used to. They are not used to the folks who've been born here are not used to it.
Well, you put 110 with some humidity, and that's some death.
Yeah, right.
No,
110, it's a little different.
No. That's not something that we really want to do. That's not really something we want to do. So we're going to be bringing our guest on here in less than a minute, and I'm truly excited, truly excited. And before we do that, I want to thank all of our amazing listeners and viewers out there. Again, WUBI Ubiquity Radio. If you guys are not looking and listening through WUBI Ubiquity Radio and TV, I want to bring that to your attention that you could be over there on the browser, WUBI.live, and you could be watching us also. If you did not know that, just listen there. You can watch us there also. And don't forget to get that app. That app is through Apple, or if you got the Android, you can go ahead over there to the Google Play or whatever they call it over there. We won't hold it against you if you're Android. Okay. So it is 7:20 and it's time to bring our guest on here. Are you ready? Come on and join us. Dr. Carla, she is ready. She's ready for you guys. And I hope you guys are ready for her. It's getting ready to go down and be totally exciting. Come on in with us. Dr. Carla.
How are you, Dr. Carla?
Still muted, ma'am. Come on in with us.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for bringing me on today.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We are so excited to have you. Thank you for coming on in here with us. How is your day going?
Fine, and you?
Just fine. Just fine. Excellent in all ways. Thank you so much. Please
You're
do.
talking about your weather there. We're in the hundreds here with the heat index
Oh my God.
in Florida, in Miami.
Yeah, you got all of our weather. So sorry.
Not.
I know you laugh.
Let you have it for a little while.
So wrong of us to laugh at you. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Precious says, "Hey there, Doc."
Hey, Precious.
So, Dr. Carla, please tell the people exactly who you are and a little bit about yourself.
Thanks again for allowing me to come here. So I am a realtor with Elite Realty Partners, Inc., which is the largest Black real estate firm here in Florida. I've been licensed since 1999. I was also a full-time teacher. So I taught for 24 years, primarily biology and earth space science. But now I am a science and math coach in addition to doing my real estate.
Oh, that's all. Yeah.
That's yeah. I'm sitting here going like, really?
Oh, and I'm married. I have 2 kids.
In your spare time. Yeah, that's all very heavy stuff. That's all very heavy stuff there. What is it that you, if I can say, enjoy the most?
I enjoy it all because my whole thing is I want to build legacies. So with education, I'm building legacies through education. And with real estate, I'm building legacies through home ownership, which I actually have trademarked.
Now, when you say you have that trademark, what do you mean?
My slogan, building legacies through home ownership, I have actually applied to have that trademark.
Okay.
See, could we put that last picture back up for a minute? I just want to point out that Doctor, you have more letters behind your name than anybody got in their name. I just want you to see. I just want people to see that for me. Okay.
Well, I think another accolade, a kudos goes to the point of tell the people how old you were when you graduated from college the first time, your undergrad.
I was 19.
Absolutely. And please, I will reiterate that just in case they missed it, in case they were drinking something or somebody was crunching on something. She was 19 when she graduated from undergrad. 19
with the degree in biology.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
Biology. Absolutely. And I don't think that's something to be just, cascaded across very quickly. That holds its own right quick right there. Absolutely. And when he brings up the amount of letters that you have behind your name, you were 19 when you graduated from college, your undergrad, with a degree in biology.
Yes.
How do you go from biology to being a realtor?
Well, actually, I taught biology, like I said, for 24 years. So while I taught it, I was also licensed as well. And it's a funny story how I got my license. It was actually a deal between myself and someone else that who would get the license first. And of course I did. So that's how I ended up getting the license. But like I said, I love helping people buy houses.
I'm on the wrong side of this because the only bets I make with people is who's gonna get to the family reunion first. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Who's gonna get to the dinner table first? Something like that. We don't do stuff. That is amazing. That is truly amazing.
Yes.
So now you're also one of the honorees for Empowered Magazine.
Yes. Yes.
And so what was it like receiving that email and having that honor?
Wow, it was really a blessing because, of course, I've never been honored in a magazine before. And the purpose of the whole Empowered magazine, it just blows me away. I'm all about encouraging women and supporting women. So I like the fact that this magazine is all about that. And it's a whole community. When I went out to Arizona, it was a whole community out there. And when they go to the different cities, it's a whole community as well. So I just love this women supporting women.
Now, when we were there at the summit, and I've spoken about it, of course, with other honorees that have come on, because it was something very different, because usually when you get women together, it's catty,
Mhm.
You say it's going to be empowerment. You say we're going to learn from each other. However, it really was. There was no, it was all flash out a little bit there. I'm going to give you, all of my secrets. I'm going to tell you how to get to where I got to. And I know a lot of the women were really surprised. I think some of them were surprised at themselves, that everybody and I'm going to say Pat and that fairy dust, that it carries on. And, and I don't know what it is about Pat and that fairy dust. I really don't. I've been in the sisterhood for many years, and I don't know.
Did we lose her?
Yes, we did.
Okay, I thought I might have lost her only on my side.
No, we did.
Get her back. Get her back.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. So, well, as I was saying, that fairy dust of Pat, man, she sprinkles that stuff around, and it goes. She can get you to do things that you never thought that you would do. That's somebody else saying hi, Moni. Go ahead and put your name in there because I can't see your name. I can't see your name on my side. So put your name, who that was saying hi to Moni right there. There she is.
See, Moni.
There you are.
Okay, there she is.
There you are. So I'm not sure kind of what happened. I was just saying with Pat and that fairy dust, she can get you to do things that you never thought you would ever do. All in the positive, all positive. But I've been in the sisterhood for many years, and I'm not the type to say yes, 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 and you say yes. She can motivate you to do all types of things, and you look back and you're like, "Thank you, sis. Thank you. I don't know why I did it, but thank you."
Yeah, right.
She sees things in you that you didn't see in yourself, or that you did, and you just didn't, believe in yourself, or you just didn't think that you could do it. And honey, she spreads that around, and it was very contagious there. It was so contagious. The synergy was just off the hook.
Right.
Do you plan on going to Los Angeles 2024? All
Yes,
right.
I am. I already paid for everything.
All right, sis. I'm gonna see you there. I'm gonna see you there. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Yeah. Yes, it is. It's great every time. I'm so glad that you came in. Make sure that you share it with a friend. Make sure that you do. So now, moving along, you wanted to talk to us about a few things. You wanted to make sure. What's the first topic you'd like to definitely jump into with us?
Well, the first one, because I'm a realtor, of course, I want to talk about the Black home ownership gap.
Okay. Go ahead and dig right on in there.
Okay, so let me pull this up.
And you're the first person to try this new feature with us. So I'll explain kind of what's going on. So now we have a new feature where our guest can share their screens. And so Carla's going to be our first one trying it, y'all. So now work with us, people. We're all learning together here. We're all
You
learning.
ran the world.
Now, see, when we did it earlier, it worked fine, right?
That's okay. That's okay.
You're into
My
the
guests
world
are
of
very
segment.
understanding. Very understanding.
No, this is how we work it out. We figure it out. We go with it.
Yep. We all work together here. She said, woohoo. Yes, we are all excited.
Yeah.
She said, way to go, Dr. Carla. So you're going to do, I know you're going to do, let me stop maybe because I'm sharing. Maybe that was it. Did that open it up for you?
I mean, I can just if it's not coming up.
Oh, no. Hit the present, and then
Yeah.
share screen.
Is my screen bleeding onto Dr. Carla's screen?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. I see something with the same pattern as my shirt. I didn't know.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Oh, you're talking to my yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, 'cause I'm looking at the side of the screen and I'm trying to. Y'all don't see me. I'm over here trying to move out the way. Right. I'm trying to move out the way.
That's funny.
funny.
Because it's not like it's a regular pattern that somebody would wear.
And that was his shirt.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. There's your screen right there.
Yes. Okay, so you all remember the Fair Housing Act that was passed in 1968.
Yes.
So with that, home ownership should have increased, but I want you all to look at home ownership rate for Blacks. We're the ones that's in red. So you can see how we basically stay steady. So home ownership back then was like 42%. Right now it's only 44%. That's a problem. Like I said, my mantra is building legacies through home ownership, and that's something that we definitely need to work on. You can see that every other group has risen since then. You can look at the colors to see how they have risen. So with us and Hispanics, it's basically neck and neck, but even they have increased. We have not increased at all.
So true.
Now, and these are national numbers, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Do you want this down?
So, yeah. So a couple of things that they say contribute to it is historical discrimination. So I don't know if you ever watched that show Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
No, I haven't.
Okay, so he did a wonderful, he's actually a British guy, but he did a wonderful recap of the history of housing discrimination. And but it's historical. We all know the historical reasons why, like redlining and all those sorts of things, but it's current discrimination, because I know we've all seen the stories about how they appraised differently, how the lady had her white friends come in and put their pictures up, and all of a sudden it appraised for so much more. So it's not only historical, but it's current, and we're having issues with credit scores and so forth as well. Now, there are benefits to us having homes. Of course, when you own something, you have more of a buy-in. So it brings up the community. People are more involved in the local government. There are also higher levels of wealth attainment. Anybody that you know that's rich, they have real estate somewhere in their portfolio. So that's the only way we're able to transfer wealth and build generational wealth. So that's why this is a big thing for me, to help people own homes. And solutions include expanding access to credit. So when they say they have programs for Blacks, we need it to be for Blacks. It seems like it always has to be diluted with saying Black and brown or for minorities. We need something that's specifically for Blacks, because we're the ones that's the lagging trend.
And that is so true.
About building legacies through home ownership.
Okay. Someone asked the question, does that have to do with the tie to home loans?
Absolutely, because we've been locked out of that traditionally, and now it's the credit that's holding us back, of the down payment. So they have implemented a lot of down payment assistance programs across the country that's helping us, but mostly what's holding us back is our credit and our student loans. We are the most educated of mostly all the races, but those student loans are holding us back.
So you get a hit on one side,
Right.
and it drags you down on the other side.
Yes, definitely, because it affects your debt to income ratio.
Yeah.
Well, I know somebody about 3 months ago, a family, they had to file bankruptcy. They filed bankruptcy, and I believe a while after that, not even 3 months after that, they were eligible for a home.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
how does that work?
Yeah. And
She's like,
even bankruptcy has changed, because back in the days when you filed for bankruptcy, you could discharge your student loans as well. But when we got a wind of that, the rules changed. You can no longer discharge your student loans. You still have to pay your student loans.
right.
So wait a minute, with the COVID and all of that transpired, and they were forgiving student loans, that does not apply. That did not apply. How does that affect it?
Okay, so the biggest way that it has helped is there was actually the public service loan forgiveness. So like teachers or nurses, they were eligible to get their loans forgiven. Like I've had clients that have had $100,000, $200,000 loans forgiven. So that's been helpful for them. The one that Biden talked about during COVID was $10,000 or $20,000 if you've had the plus loan. That's caught up in the courts. So people are waiting for that relief, but right now it's caught up in the courts.
Okay. That's all like very interesting, because that's a little bit of information that I myself didn't know about it being tied up, and that it involved the plus loans.
Yeah, it's amazing to me that people are actually mad that he's trying to forgive student loans. Like, how is that hurting you that people's loans are being forgiven? They're like, well, if I pay mine, you need to pay yours. That's the craziest thing.
That's that tit for tat thing.
Right.
It's like the first time home buyer programs.
Yeah.
And then the rural, was it the FDA? USDA, right?
Yes.
Rural loans, you got to move out to East Jabip someplace to get those. I mean, you know,
middle of nowhere. Yeah.
Right. You got to have videotape of 12 cows walking by before you can justify that it's rural.
Yeah, definitely.
I would love that. Would be fine for me.
No, but they're hard to get, because even though it's rural and it looks rural to us, I found out that it actually has to be zoned rural.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do y'all get a discount down there in Florida for how many gators you have on your property?
Well, hopefully they have no gators, but they said that he's building out west where the gators live, so the gators are going swimming in their pool.
Who wants to do that? Okay. So now, are there any other things as far as with the home ownership that you're wanting to let people know about?
Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to mention as well is I have been on the other side of probate cases where people have passed on and they're having to fight in court over the property, the insurance, and all that kind of stuff. So what I want to urge for us to transfer wealth is that you all do the estate planning. A will is not enough. And you all need to have those courageous conversations so that we can transfer wealth from generation to generation. Because if you have to go through probate, you're losing that money to the courts, you're losing it to the attorney. So you want to make sure that you are doing estate planning beforehand, either putting in all the property in a trust or doing a late bird deed or something so that you are able to transfer the wealth without having to go through the court system.
I think that a lot of people think, oh, I ain't got nothing, until the person, then is no longer here, and then they fighting over something.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, I think a lot of it comes from just the word itself, trust. You have to put it in a trust. And people don't know what a trust is.
And what it does.
And what it's able to do. Right.
Or who to go to, who the correct person to go to is in order to do it. because there isn't anyone going into our neighborhoods to educate them on that. And also, and let me just keep it 100, because so many, and I'm going to say of us, because I come from that, so many of us who have to hide income, that they aren't wanting to divulge anything. And that's being very honest. Okay. So no, they ain't want to tell nothing, or they ain't want to say anything because they have to hide so much.
It's like that movie Soul Food.
Right. So then
The money was hidden in the TV. I'm just saying,
Right. Well, that comes from the depression and all that other type of thing, where they wasn't putting it in the bank. And I just thought the other day of how, somebody's great grandmother, when the bank crashed out there, they probably was so, I told you. Told you not. I thought about that the other day. But in all seriousness, I'm talking about with DES and welfare departments and Social Security and all of those type of things, with hiding those types of incomes and whatnot. And that you got Junior living at the house and all of those. Those are the things that I'm talking about more so, when I say that we're hiding or, finagling. And I'm not talking about people who are trying to defraud and be hood rich. I'm talking about people who are just trying to survive off of the BS type of income that they got. They $20 over, and those type of things. That's what I'm talking about. People who are truly just trying to survive. Do I get my medication or eat cat food type things?
Now, what can you tell us about first-time home buyer, your experiences with that?
So there are definitely a lot of programs that's out there. Like, for example, they're getting ready to roll something out here in Florida where if you're a full-time employee with any company, you can get up to $35,000 in down payment assistance. So it's programs like that are out there, but a lot of people either don't know about it or they just think that they're not ready. So you do have to have a minimum credit score of 640. But this is definitely something that will help, and it's dedicated to help us gain homes. So one of the problems that I run across is a lot of people say, well, those other people, they seem to always get all the down payment assistance. Why is it that we can't get in the houses? And somebody brought to my memory back in the days when our parents were getting houses, they would, like with the Great Migration, it would be like 3 and 4 families staying in the house, and then they would all help each other get a house. We don't do that anymore, but other cultures are still doing that. And that's how their numbers are able to increase. We need to get back to that so that we can help each other instead of fighting over who gets the master bedroom. Let's get in these houses with families together.
Talk about
so
it. Talk about it. Yep.
Say that. Say that right there.
That's it.
I got chills. I got chills. Say that, because I see it every day right here. And y'all laugh and laugh at these people. You laugh. But when they move out, they go and they move into a beautiful home, and they buy a nice car after they have saved and struggled together with a plan.
Right.
With a plan. Y'all laugh, but
they're doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're doing it.
I want to ask a question.
Well, we used to.
Exactly. Well, we used to do a lot
because we had to. We didn't know. We didn't know that was the way to go. We just did that because we're also the same culture that doesn't put our elders in nursing homes.
Right.
See, so all of that kind of rolled over, but we don't know. We don't know how to take advantage of that. And that's where that part of that process fails us.
Someone asked, why is the living will not enough?
The will is not enough because the will is simply a document, and a document cannot transfer property. So you have to have an entity that can transfer the property. So that's why I suggested that you put everything into a trust, because a trust can transfer the property, the insurance policy, all that kind of stuff. A will only tells who, it doesn't tell how. So you need to make sure that you have some type of mechanism that helps to transfer everything from the through the generations.
And if I can add to that also, and a living will also deals with on the medical side also.
Right.
When you go into the hospital, if you were to flatline, if you were to become, they have to hook you up to life support, and then it says, hey, take me off, don't take me off, and all those
Right.
types of things also for a living will. Because every time you go into for a procedure, they ask, do you have a living will? It's for those things also, for a living will.
Yeah,
See,
and you definitely need that as well.
Yeah.
see, with the trust, the other thing I found out in doing research is that if you have everything in a trust, then when you pass, all that probate stuff is gone.
Right.
All that probate tax that they're looking for, can't get it from the trust. So where are they going to get it from? They're not. It's gone.
Another thing with a trust that people may not know about, you can write it as such, is when you're looking at medical benefits also. Excuse me. Because me being disabled, I learned this, is that when that money goes in there, you can write it as such that the person, if they become disabled, that they can then still get Medicaid, they can still get Medicaid and food stamps and all those different things, because the money is not looked at as income, because those things become important. Because, if you leave this money to your children and they become disabled, they're hit by a car, or something happens to them, and they then need, to get Medicaid because they can't work. Now they have this large amount of money that doesn't really look large when you have medical needs. And then the state says, well, you got a trust that with this substantial amount of money in it. But your parents have written in there, and they've written in a certain language that says, this isn't really income. This isn't money. This is an asset. They put these tiny little words are written in there a certain way that protects you so that you still can get medical benefits from the state if you are considered incapacitated. All these things are important.
Yes.
And I've seen it. I've seen it done. And I'm like, holy shit, that's smart.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's why, thank you, Dr. Carla, for coming on here, because you're doing something that needs to be done. We need to have a source. We need to have the education. Now, whether we use it or not, that's on us. But thank you for giving us the information.
Right. And that's what we're here for, because even if whoever is watching this right now, you may decide not to use it, or you may think I don't need it right now, or whatever. However, you may talk to someone else later on. You may be in a conversation with someone else later on, and you have a reference point to go back and say, well, you know what? I heard about that. Or what the hell was the name? What were they talking about? And you can go back. You got to find it later. Or we need to talk to Dr. Carla later, and her information is all here. So now someone else put a question up here and asked, can she talk about, and her name, she is Dr. Carla. Can Dr. Carla talk about the difference in manufactured home and regular home loans? I don't know what that means.
Regular loans are mobile homes, so they do have a different loan structure. I'm not familiar with that because I don't really deal with those types of homes. I typically deal with single family homes. So I don't want to speak on something I don't really have experience in, but I do want to take it back to what you said, Moni, about how some people want to keep their information private. That's another difference between probate and a trust. With trust, nobody knows what's in there. It's not public records. However, if you go through probate, that is public record. Everybody would know what's in there. So everybody would know when you inherited this and you got this and that, because that's public record. It goes through the courts.
Okay, now make it.
And it's so public that they don't even have to look for it. It's right there.
Yes.
Wow. So everybody know when to come looking for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In some states, they actually have to put it in some sort of a publication with over a certain amount of people, readership or something like that, that says this is amount of money that went here. This is the amount of money that went here. And you got folks who get paid to just read those pages.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, now y'all heard that, right? So you owe me some money.
No. Now you owe me some money. They got the paper in their hand when they go knock on your door.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So now you heard that. Okay. Information is power, people. So
Definitely.
you have been warned. I say warned. Okay. I won't say advised. You've been warned.
Yes,
That
definitely.
wow. Now I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I'm all about my privacy, honey. So thank
Right.
you. Thank you. My shit is put into trust. I'm just gonna let y'all know right now.
First of all, I think the problem with that we have, very honestly, is when you just throw the word out trust in
Mhm.
our community, everybody going, now, you know, I don't trust him. You know, I don't trust this one. So the word trust automatically makes us defensive.
Well, and then in
Or they
addition,
think it's too expensive.
Right, right.
say that again.
Dr. Carlin?
Tucker.
I was saying they think it's too expensive.
Mm.
But then when you look at the alternative of what happens after you pass away and you didn't do a trust, look how expensive the attorney is, look how expensive the court costs are, all of that, it builds up. So you have to just do pros and cons.
I was watching the the program. I want to say special, but it's not special on Anna Nicole Smith. That's on I think it's Paramount Plus or something. And when she passed, and in reference to her daughter, when they were trying to figure out who was the father after she passed and everything, because all of that wealth went to whoever was the father that got the daughter. And by the time they figured it out after all of the fighting, they said the daughter got zero because
Yes.
of all of the probate and the fighting back and forth, there was nothing left.
Yeah.
And it was millions on top of millions of dollars.
There was millions in legal fees just alone.
Well, yeah, by the time, which I think it was maybe 2018 or something, by the time they finished, she got nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I was like, what? But it's just as you said, there was nothing left. By the time they finished the probate, there was nothing left. Everybody else got some money,
Right.
but she got nothing. I was
And
like,
that's the
wow, exactly. And it's exactly as you explained it.
Now, Dr. Carla, are there special, we were talking about first-time home buyers. The question I asked earlier was about first-time home buyers. Is there because I know that they've got the FICO score, and then they've got this, I think it's Vanguard, something.
Vanguard.
Right. They've got that score. Number one, how do you know what score they're going by? Number two, do they lower the credit standard for a new home buyer, a first-time home buyer? I'm sorry.
Well, the credit score minimum is 580. But we typically tell our clients to have a 640. So the Vanguard is typically what you see on products like Credit Karma and so forth, and people use that as their Bible. The benefit of that is that you can see that there are changes, but lenders look at the FICO score and they add or subtract like 20 points based on what you tell them until they're able to pull your score, because that's not the score that they're looking at. The score that mortgage lenders look at is different from car loans. So you can walk onto a car lot and get a car, no down payment, but you can't do the same thing with the home. So it's different scores that they're looking at, as opposed to going to open a credit card at Macy's or going to get a car loan.
All right.
Okay.
We have a comment here. Being in Indiana, 55 plus communities.
No, Arizona. Put your glasses on. Arizona.
You see me trying to do
Yeah,
it.
right. Wait, and I'm looking at it.
Where did I say? What did I say?
She's reading it, and she got it. Being in Indiana, I'm like, is she reading a different one than I'm looking at?
55 plus communities offer. I did not have glasses on and lashes. Offer homes to own that are more affordable than regular single family homes. Just wondering if she had thoughts on that, but thanks for addressing.
Okay, so our 55 plus communities sometimes are less than regular homes. However, with the way this market is, they're neck and neck with the regular communities. Now, you may have the condos, not necessarily single family homes, but the condos for 55 plus that are cheaper. But when it comes to single family homes right now, because I'm in Florida, they're running neck and neck with the regular single family homes. It would be beneficial for them to be less because a lot of them are on fixed incomes. So I actually did a live stream this morning addressing how some of the people that are in my neighborhood, their issue is that in Florida, our insurance rates, specifically in South Florida, are astronomical because of the hurricanes and all the claims. We're like the top in the nation for claims. So because of that, a lot of elderly people are being priced out of their home. So even though they have paid off their home, they have a homeowner's insurance that's like $14,000 a year.
Oh
If
my
you're on a fixed income, people can't afford that. And also they have to worry about their taxes. Now they may be able to get a discount on their taxes when they're over 65, but there is no discount for insurance. It's based on the value of your home. So it's nothing to that serves as support for the elderly here in our community.
So
Are they able to not carry insurance on their home?
So we definitely do not urge that, but because some elderly cannot afford it, once you have paid off your mortgage, you don't have to have insurance. So some of them are opting for that and praying,
Right, that there's no hurricane that hits.
right? Or
they're praying
anything,
hard too.
period.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're playing hard, but I mean that's what they have to do if
Wow.
they don't have to do it. Because when you have a mortgage, you're required to have an insurance, but once
Right.
they pay it off, they don't have to have it.
This is ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Another question here in reference to the trust. Does it require a lawyer to create a trust?
Yes, it is advised that you do seek a lawyer, and I am not a lawyer, nor do I give legal advice. Let me get that
I was
disclaimer.
gonna say throw that out there again before you say anything
Let
else.
me get I am a lawyer. I do not give legal advice. I advise you to seek the advice of a lawyer. But yes, it is advised to use them because they can structure it right. So this actual last probate case that I had, it would not have been a probate had they used a lawyer when they were doing the initial paperwork in the beginning. So they did a quick claim deed, but because a lawyer wasn't involved, it wasn't filed correctly. And then it ended up turning into a probate case. So that's why I urge you to don't try to save by not using a lawyer because you end up paying more in the end.
Uh-oh. So you also wanted to talk about education in the Black community.
Yes. So what I wanted to talk about with education is how the educational system is structured. So Money and I, we kind of talked a little bit about this over the weekend. So the educational system was set up for little white girls. So if you're not a little white girl, it's kind of hard for you to be successful in education as it is currently structured.
Okay, well, that's half the case. I'll talk to y'all later.
So the thing is, it's not structured for us. So one of the things I was expressing to her is that's why a lot of kids are being more successful in non-traditional schools. They have trades and things like that that can help them get through school. Because I remember one specific school I worked at, they should in a construction department. And it was a lot of kids dropped out because that was the only thing that motivated them to come to school on a daily basis. And we definitely need more of those back in the school to help them get skills that they can use once they graduate.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They're taking so much out of the school systems now. So much. Everywhere. It's ridiculous. Let alone closing down so many of the actual schools within the Black communities and funneling them into one school or two schools. That is just asinine to me. I don't even understand the logic behind it. I understand what they say. Oh, well, they aren't going to school anyway.
Yeah, it's nothing that'll pull them in. And now I know you also knows about all the stuff that's going on in Florida. So they get a black history out of school and all that other kind of stuff. So it's really nothing that's magnetizing the kids to come here.
Well, were they really teaching the true Black history anyway? Let's not get Moni started. But
Anyway,
Well, listen, I know some that were. I remember when I was at a specific school here, my northwest in Miami. We taught Black history. We had a Black history club. I was actually a sponsor of the club for years, and I have students that are in their 30s and 40s that remember some of the activities we did with the Black History Club. So, yeah, it is something that's doing it with fidelity.
okay, I'll give kudos to that then. Kudos.
look, somebody's teaching it, you know.
Especially, let me give a shout out to Miss Baptiste. I know she's not watching it, but when it comes to Black history in our public schools, she definitely was doing it with fidelity.
How you spell her last name?
For real.
P-T-I-S-T.
Okay, I thought it was the same as my maiden name. I was like, okay, I know she.
Okay. Yeah, Miss Baptiste at Northwestern. She was definitely teaching Black history and made sure you understood you needed to know this. And a funny story about me. So you all know the lawyer Ben Crump, who goes around the country helping out people with their civil lawsuits. So when I was in high school, I was actually in a program that was a summer program between 9th and 10th grade at FSU, Florida State University, which is actually his alma mater. So he was actually my teacher during that summer. Nice. So I had a chance to be under his tutelage. So the one you see out there, like that's him in real life. He's the one that taught me to embrace Black history. He taught us how to learn different quotes from Black people, because Moni, you see, I do a quote every day, but he's the one that got me into learning quotes from Black historical figures. He made us learn quotes. He taught us he even told us, if you ever do a project for school, make sure it's dealing with Black culture. And I took that to heart. Even my dissertation was about the motivation of Black boys. So all the way up to my PhD, I took that. Every single project I did in school was dealing with Black history. That's right. Or the upliftment of the Black culture.
When we moved out here to Arizona, and we originally lived in Anthem, my boys were usually the only Blacks in their classes. And so whenever their friends would come over, especially if I had to give their friends a ride, and the price they pay for being in my car, and they remember this to this very day as adults now, they would always have to get Black history facts to ride in my car. And so my son, my oldest, was telling me when he was talking to one of his friends, because they're back in Indiana now, and he's like, I sure miss your mom. He's like, I don't get no Black history facts no more.
Well, see, you the type, I could see you driving down the road and you look back at the child talking about who was Vivian Thomas? Oh, you don't know? Get out.
Well, because I always had a thing playing the dozens. Like, white kids, you can't play the dozens around me. I'm like, you don't even know where it originated from.
Don't go there, please. Let's turn the channel. No. I won't even go there. I mean, it's like, are you really trying to do that with me? Do you know where that came from?
Yeah, I would always tell them, I'm like, do you understand where it originated from? You can't play the dozens around me, young man. So I would always stand them up in a line and then explain to them where the dozens came from. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where we kick it off from. So now, every time you're around me, you're getting ready to learn Black history facts. You understand? You understand? Every time you see me, and you better be bringing something to me. And there's no there's no what. Yes, ma'am. Yes. All of that. We're going to learn some Black history facts around me.
Do you remember when we did? Well, we were talking about the empowerment conference. Do you remember when you saw me when I was trying to mug you for your lunch?
Yes.
Okay. Don't laugh, Dr. Carla. I was hungry. Don't laugh. All right.
I wonder where you're going with this story.
Okay. Well, that same day, I heard somebody outside of the hotel around the corner where the parking lot was, and he's doing poetry. And I said, okay, let me ask you. He asked me something. And I said, okay, I'll answer your question. You answer mine. And I asked him, do you know who Langston Hughes is? And he was like, no, what he got out? Is he on Spotify? Is he on?
Ooh.
And I was like,
wow.
I was like, are you serious? And he's like, well, no, I don't know the brother. I mean, you know, like what is he like? Dirty South? Like he with that crew? Or?
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, do me a favor. Don't do any more poetry until you can learn that name.
Right.
Please do yourself that favor. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So I'm lost. We've taken, well, first of all, we were at a deficit. Like you said, only certain folks were allowed to, the school system was geared for them. So now when we go in, we are so far behind that it's ridiculous. The few teachers that we have that want to do something, they have to do it on the DL, it seems like, because the schools don't want them to do it. So how does that work for our kids? Please
you
tell
have
me,
to
doctor.
have teachers that are willing to make the lessons culturally relevant. So like even when I was teaching biology, I was talking about people such as Dr. Ernest Just. So a lot of people don't know about Dr. Ernest Just, but he was one of the founders of Omega Psi Phi fraternity.
That's right.
In addition to that, he also did a lot of research on the cell membrane. Cell membrane is like the epitome of the subject of biology. So to me, I needed to talk about him if I was going to talk about biology, because I incorporated that into my lesson, and I made sure that I made the lessons culturally relevant. So you have teachers, especially science and math, which is my background. We definitely need to show them the relevance of it, because even when it comes to math and you're not wanting to embrace algebra and geometry, but you're using it in your daily life, you're just not calling it that.
Right. Right.
So if they could just show the relevance of it, they would embrace it more.
See, I think you touched on Dr. Justice, and the thing is, one of the things that got me to the next level was in 8th grade. I learned about the Divine Nine.
Mm.
Okay, and my assignment, because I had one of those hood teachers. Okay, just flat out. Okay, and he said, learn about the Divine Nine, and you will learn about the 20th century.
Mm.
And I was like, okay. And sure enough, he gave us that assignment.
And that's all it takes. You find something that connects with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say hello down there to Mr. Gary James. He's one of our personalities from the radio station, the infamous Mr. DJ Remix. Thank you for joining us down here. You guys make sure you check out all of our personalities on WUBI Ubiquity Radio. Go ahead over there to the website on WUBI.live. Hit the calendar and check out all the personalities when they're going to be on, the day and time. Now, we don't want to miss the other conversation you wanted to have with us, because I put that poll out there, honey. I put that poll out there. Okay. I put the poll out there. You said, remember we were talking, I'm like, what do you want to talk about? And I'm like, I got to put some feelers out there on one of these conversations. And you wanted to talk about voting and jury duty.
Yes. So I told her there are several soapboxes that I have, and this is some of it, even though it's outside of the realm of real estate. But it's a lot of people that duck and dodge jury duty. If you're ducking and dodging jury duty, you cannot complain about any verdict if you're not willing to serve on a jury. And that's a big soapbox for me. I'm telling students, I'm telling grown people, you need to serve on the juries if you want to get the expected outcome. It's supposed to be a jury of your peers. So if you are a peer of somebody that's standing trial and you're not serving on that jury, then you're doing the justice system an injustice.
See, now I want to put something out there.
Oh, Lord.
Jury, J-U, no.
Feel my pain, Dr. Carla.
J-U-R-Y, jury.
Yeah.
Not sitting up here with all your bling on talking about, I'm doing my jury's duty. I'm doing jury's duty. No, you are not doing jury's duty. You are doing jury duty. And that's the difference.
And that's very serious, because when you sitting in your groups and you talking all and let me hold on, wait, let me go over here right quick. Excuse me.
For the listener's discretion, this podcast contains strong language and adult themes that may not be suitable for children. These are not the views of the radio station or its affiliates.
And that's for
We
me.
are entering the quiet zone.
So
Okay.
It's on now.
when you're talking, and yeah, it's for me, and you talking all your shit, okay? Little groups, and you talking about why he get this, why they put my boy away, free such and such, such and such, and then
Right.
comes to you to serve on the jury, and you like, no, I can't, and this, and whatever. That's your fault. Or why all them white folks go and put it, or why all they did, because when you look over at that box, and it's not a jury of him or her, it's because you turned it down.
Right.
Because y'all turned it down. You have the option to be there, and you won't go there.
That's it.
For whatever reason.
Well,
because it's disturbing your flow of what you have to do.
right, you have a hair appointment that day, so you can't go. See, the other flip side to that is it takes us back to the justice system. Just us, JUST, justice system. Because what happens is we get convicted of a felony, that automatically knocks us out of the jury box. You cannot be on a jury and be a convicted felon. So the more
I love the legal system now.
right. So the more of us they lock up, the less of us get into that jury box. So jury, Jury, the jury box. The thing is, there you go, remix. That's it. Thank you. The reason we have to fight is for the few of us who have the ability to do jury duty. We need to do it. The few of us that have it, we need to do it.
Yes.
And I want to go back. Gosh, I can't remember which guest it was that we had on. It was someone in the medical field, because I brought up off of my Instagram when we were talking about proper representation within the medical field. And it's the same thing with proper representation. And on my Instagram is that video from the nurse that's there. And it was that the person, when they were changing shifts, and there was a white nurse, and she was going to put the patient for a psych eval, because every time she walked past, exactly, she's like, she's hitting herself in the head.
Remember that? Everybody remembers that one. Yeah.
In the head, and the black nurse, she said, "Really? Is she black?" She's like, "Yeah. How did you know?" She's like, "Well, did she have long hair or braids or anything?" She's like, "Yeah, how did you know?" And she's like, "Well, as black women," she's like, "this is how we scratch our heads, how we access it when we have weave or braids." And she's like, proper representation within these fields we need, because culturally, there's no one there to understand. And had she not been the one to get that next shift, understand that she would have gone for a psych eval. Now, when that psych person would have walked in to evaluate her, understand what her disposition then would have been. It would have been angry. Yeah. Then she really would have been typed as somebody who needed a psych eval.
Right.
And once you get on that side of that pole, it's hard to come back.
It's down. Right. So again, once these people from the jury are then looking and seeing certain things with their own misconception culturally, misreading things, and they're all agreeing on what they think, which can be misconceptions that are being fed. There's nobody there to redirect. Just like all the time when I hear it, when somebody says beating their child, we say beat. We don't mean beat as an abuse. That's how we speak. I'm going to beat your ass. That's what we say.
Get a disclaimer again.
No, we ain't got to put it up again. That's it. Okay. That's it. Look, okay.
Right. I'm going to beat your ass.
Right.
I'm going to beat the shit out of you when I get home. That doesn't mean I'm going to abuse you. It means I'm going to spank you.
Yeah, but when you say that around the wrong folks, they will have 5-0 at your house.
Exactly.
Well, we heard.
Oh my God,
Right.
she's abusing him. Not at all.
Mhm.
It's culturally different. It's culturally different.
There's no understanding between the cultures, and it doesn't matter how we say it. We're going to be wrong anyway. Let's please look at the most monumental case in the last 20 years, George Floyd. If that 16-year-old girl had not been standing there holding that phone, I'm just asking for a friend. If she was not there holding that phone and did not have the courage to bring that tape forward, what would we have known? Don't get quiet now. You see what I'm saying? That's what happened. It's a scary thing when you realize that.
Yeah. And again, the point is, this is your right. This is your duty. This is your obligation. And I'm going to say it, Dr. Carla, okay? Because this is how I talk. Don't fucking complain.
There you go. I knew that word was going to come out.
There it is.
All right. I knew that word. It was like, that's why I said, I knew. It's like, here we go.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got a predisposition, I'm saying, okay? Don't fucking complain. Because you should be sitting there. That's how you help.
Right.
Mhm.
That's how you help the system. That's how you help change.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I don't march. Okay? I help by changing laws.
Mm-hmm.
I say fuck a march. Okay? I burn shit down. I'm gonna let you know.
Oh Lord.
The revolution will not be televised.
I'm gonna let you know. That's the system.
Yeah.
I help change laws. I'll sign petitions. I do that. I go to courthouse. I sit with the politician. I come to your office. I do that. I don't march. Okay? Because you ain't gonna hit me with shit. Okay?
Right.
Because
Right,
I'll fight.
right.
Okay? So I'm gonna let you know.
But see, that's where we belong. We belong in the jury box.
There are positions for everyone.
We belong in that jury box. So
Jury duty, that is where you should be to make those changes, so that you're not sitting there, hey, my boy, what mother, if you ain't got a felony, and if you have a felony, how about you sit your ass down and stop doing more felony type shit so you can get your shit expunged? How about that?
yeah, because once you get your rights restored, you can be on a jury.
You can do a whole lot of things. You can do everything that I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I don't. No, never mind. I don't want to do everything you do.
I said you can. I didn't say you should. I said you can.
That's scared of brother. That's scared of brother.
It should scare you, but you can't. I'm being very serious.
Yes.
Stop doing more. Stop feeling that, well, I got one, so just fuck it. No, sir. No, sir. Sit your butt down. Don't do no more shit, no more felony shit, because then you can get your things expunged and get your rights back. And then you can vote. So you want to talk about voting, okay? See that segue? You can vote.
I like that. I like that. Just go back into that. I like that.
Because I'm a good host. Then you can vote. and
then after you vote, you can go to be in the jury.
Yeah, right. Get your rights back. Sit down somewhere. Sit your ass down. So, Dr. Carla, what did you want to say about voting?
Well, I just want to say that we need to vote the whole ballot. So a lot of us only want to vote for the president because that's what's big in the news, but you need to vote in your local election and your state elections. People here in Florida are now starting to see firsthand how the legislative process works when you do not vote down ballot when it comes to local and state elections. Because now we have a governor and state legislator that's all one party. So everything they want, they're pushing through. And now we're seeing the effects of it that everyone in the nation and the world is seeing the effects.
No, they messed up when they went after the mouse. That's what happened. They messed up when they went after the mouse. I don't care. I don't care. But see, Walt had something for him. He made it so that they can't do anything until the last descendant of Queen Elizabeth III is gone. He solved that problem. I think it's 21 years after the last descendant, something like that, and shut all that down. But they did what they were supposed to do. And we can do the same thing if we know how to do it.
Right.
What
So I just want to encourage us to get out there and vote.
what I've always wondered is, have people forgotten like government classes from junior high? Because they seem so obsessed with the president when he is the ambassador of the country. He stacks the cabinet, he vetoes, he pushes the button in imminent danger. But our local constituents have always who we should be very, very focused upon and involved with. And nobody seems to remember that.
Right.
No one seems to remember that's who's deciding so much for us. But they just president. But it's your local constituents that you can walk into their office, that you are voting for also. And I don't understand why no one seems to remember that. Mario says the mayor of Miami announced that he is running for president.
Oh, Lord.
Well, I want to hear what Dr. Carla feels. She said, "Oh Lord," but this is her. This is her party down there.
Wow. Well, that's all I can say. Well,
I want to hear Dr. Carla. That's your party down there. So what's going on? What you feel about that?
I mean, he's of the same ilk as the people that are in charge in the state of Florida. So, I mean, there's that. Everybody wants to run for president, and I mean, it's been diluted anyway with the last administration. So it's really no benchmark. So anybody can just say, I want to run for president. So think about when you were in elementary school, you just made some posters, I'm running for president. That's literally what it has become. Everybody feels that they are fully capable of running this country. That's the craziest thing to me. It used to be that it's considered something where you were of high stand. Well, you
got stuck on that one, did you?
But it's supposed to be of high standards and you're supposed to be smart, and in that office it's no longer that. It's not required. You can be an average student and still become president.
Right, that it was something that not everyone could do.
Right.
You're right. Got it.
Yeah, because that was like, really? Okay, yeah.
The ending of silence said so much. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Absolutely got it. So for voting outside of Florida, just all across the U.S., what is something that you think people need to start doing to educate themselves better? Okay, for me, this is a personal thing because I think voting is very personal. I absolutely do. I don't get into all this back and forth with people and all that type of thing. The one thing I know for me, I've never voted a straight ticket because I can't come to that much agreement to think that all Democrat is right, all Republican is right. I can't, because it just ain't for me. But what type of education do you think people can do? Because this last vote session was difficult because it was difficult. Not one person had it. I wish I could do a half of a vote for some people.
Like you just get a half star?
Yes. There wasn't all of anybody I really wanted to vote for. But what type of education in today's world of technology also do you think people can do?
Okay, so I was actually going through my phone. I couldn't remember the name. So I don't know if you all remember the candidate Gary Chambers that was running in Louisiana. So he was running his campaign ads, he was smoking weed and all this kind of stuff. And people were like, oh, he's too controversial. he did not win his case. I mean, win his election, but I can say he's doing something about it. So what he's doing is he's actually going on tour around the country where he's doing crash courses in civics. Because when we learned it in school, it was so esoteric. But the thing is, now we're seeing civics living out. Like we're getting to see live what's happening. Like when you hear of espionage, think about when you heard of what espionage was in school, we didn't get to see it, but now we're getting to see it.
Mhm.
So he's doing a crash course where he's going around the country, and I would urge anyone to support him, because that's the problem, is that we don't know how the legislative process works. Because even when you think about what happened yesterday with Trump's indictment, a lot of people don't realize he put the judges in place that would now be deciding his fate.
Because he knew what was going to happen. So he had it all prepared.
Is that him right there?
Yes.
No, that's not Trump. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm talking about Gary Chambers. Yeah, the one that's going around to talk about civics.
Okay.
So he's breaking it down in layman's terms so that you can understand. He has YouTube videos. Somebody just told me about this a day or two ago, and I was like, this is awesome. This is what we need, so that when we do, because we don't want to wait until September, October to try to get people this lesson or try to get them registered to vote. But he's going around telling about how the process works so that you will want to vote, because then you'll see how it affects you on your daily life.
So he's getting ahead of it. He's not trying to focus on what happened. He's taking everything he learned from the last election, and he's like, okay, let me go forward with it.
Right.
See, that's what I like. Yeah.
Gave me chills. Yes.
Yes. That's it.
I like it.
You got me once, you won't get me again. Not if I can help it. There you go.
Right. And look at Stacey Abrams. She did the same thing. She was like, okay, so this is what y'all doing now. Okay, bet. And she went out and she got some more voters to come in and stuff. But I mean, it's Chris, I need you to talk to y'all black men. Like, what's going on?
Look, I don't have a problem with talking to them, because they don't. And this is just my personal opinion. This is not the opinion of the radio station. Okay. Let's be real about it. There are some folks who took their white robes and traded them in for black robes. Okay. And so the only way we can combat that is in the box, the voters box, the jury box, in the box. That is the only way we can combat that. That's my speech. I'm good for the night.
Yeah, because they're like, it's all or none. So either I get all that I want or I'm not voting. And it just doesn't work that way.
No, sometimes you got to chip away at it. You got to chip away at it. You got to chip away at it. Everybody, I'm very proud of the fact that Barack Obama became president. Okay. Even though he wasn't, in my opinion, the first black president.
Shut up.
I think Bill Clinton was.
Shut up.
Come on, the brother played the sax and smoked the joint. Come on, let's be real, okay? Okay. I'm just saying. When he got in, you knew we had a shot. Okay, that's all I'm saying. But the reality of it is that we have got to read. We've got all the technology in the world. We've got laptops, palm tops, everything else. Why can't we find this information out for ourselves?
We've got to stop this front porch talking stuff. That my girl said such and such said, all of that. We got to stop it. We got to stop it. Information is right here. It is right here.
Find it out for yourself. And then when you find it out for yourself, then you can make your decision.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. 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 There's nothing wrong with confirming something that someone else told you. You actually
use credible sources.
You say what?
Use credible sources.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not just because sister such and such at the church said it.
Because you knew she lied about her potato salad. So you should have known then not to trust her. But okay, that's something else. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
I mean, really, it's time out for that when we're talking about serious issues that change lives. because they ain't playing no games here. They're not playing games. They're going for the jugular, and they're making it very clear that you ain't paying attention. Okay, they're testing things out to see how you respond.
Absolutely.
They're testing things out to see how you respond, people. And if you think they're not, just please pay attention. Please pay attention. They're dangling over here to see if you're just going to look here and not back over there.
And not go back and double check it. I love DL Hughley because he has taken his platform of being a comedian and making people laugh while he's educating.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's what I do. It's like, I want you to laugh at what I'm saying, but I want you to reach in there and get the real about what I'm saying. Because people need to understand that we're losing, period. We're losing. We're not losing here. We're not losing there. We're losing, period.
And that's the same thing here. You know, we don't, and that's the same thing here. We don't want to make people sad here. We got enough sadness when you watch the news and all of that. We want you to laugh and have a good time, but trust and believe, we throwing some real shit at you. We throwing some real shit at you. We just don't want to make you sad. We don't want to stress you out. It's enough of that. It's enough of that going around. It's enough of that.
Dr. Carla, you crazy. You crazy. I saw what you did. You crazy. You know somebody gonna write you up for that, right?
Catherine said the hardest part is finding facts on the various candidates. Well, now there are sites where things have to be reported. There are sites on their actual spending and like literally their spending. And when you go to those sites and you see what they're spending on, you're like, what in the? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, like what they're actually spending their money on. And they report it. They report it because you don't look at it. Because you don't look at it. I mean, it's everything right there in the open. Because the public does not go and look at it. There's a site that tells you every place and everything that's been hacked from the government on. There is a site that it all has to be reported to. And there's so much stuff from the government that's been hacked that's ridiculous. Every company, everything that has ever been hacked, there is a site that it's all reported to. And the things that the government that have been hacked, down to if a politician has their secretary has been fired and they took their laptop to be a butthole. All of that, it's reported right there in its public record, but most people don't know about it. It's all there. It's all
they, especially certain agencies, they have to report any breach.
Yeah.
They have to report any breach whatsoever, and they have to report it.
Yeah.
Within 48 hours of them finding out about it.
It's the same place that when you get from if I don't know if where you buy your tissue from, or if First National Bank or whatever, if they get breached and your information is there and they send you a letter, it's the same place they report to. Same place. So we have to do better with doing our own research, and most importantly, reaching out to our friends and families in other parts of the state in hopes to make the changes needed on these ballots. That's true. Very, very true.
Very true. Yes.
That includes, when you go and volunteer or go to work and get paid as far as during election time. It makes a difference. It makes a difference. I haven't been doing it here in Arizona, but back in Indiana, definitely, I used to work those polls, honey, and all the way up to being a sworn-in judge. People need to start showing up at town hall meetings, like they do at the hood barbecues and the club. Speak. Absolutely.
Now, I noticed something. You read that whole thing and ain't had your glasses on.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, my bad. Anyway, but that's true. That is true. That is very true.
Yeah, let me tell you, when I lived in those nice little towns up in Indiana where we were the only blacks up in there, oh yeah, absolutely. And I used to walk around the metal detectors in the courtrooms. Yes, I got myself real plugged in there. Real plugged. Very plugged.
Well,
Extremely plugged.
it's amazing when you sit down, and as we do, we all do. Everybody does a little bit of ear hustling.
And when
Okay.
you would go do the what did you call it? The absentee voting and go, and the little old white ladies, they say, "You're such a pretty colored girl. Such a pretty colored girl."
Right.
And the Republican that would have to be with me, they're like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "She is 98 years old, honey. She
That's
didn't
all she knows.
that's
Right.
that's what they called us back.
That's right. That's what she knows.
As she don't go too far, we good. Long as she stop at the colored girl, we good. We good. Such a pretty colored girl. Yes,
That's
ma'am.
it.
Yes, ma'am.
And you, yes, ma'am, and keep on going. That's it.
That's right.
That's it. That's it.
Let's keep going. But yeah, you do need to get involved, because if you don't know what's going on. You got to get in those circles. You have to get in those circles. And it doesn't matter whether you think it's worth it or not. It's worth it. It's worth it to know what's being said and what's being done.
Well, Moni, you are in all kind of circles. So there's no telling where. I mean, I'm just putting it out there. There's no telling where you're going to be. No telling how you're going to get there. But you wind up there. And I noticed that you are very community oriented in terms of, I'm going to get this information. I don't know who needs it, but I'm going to get this information.
Because I don't play games about people.
Well, no, and that's one of the things I've always loved about you, because you will go and get the information, and it may not be what you want to hear, but here it is.
Yeah, because so much injustice, and I always, once it's done to me, and I'm like, if you're doing it to me with all of my resources, if you're doing it to me with all my resources, surely you're doing this to
wait, I know you're doing it to somebody else. Let me get you real quick, right?
I know you're doing it to other people. So let me get you tightened up real quick. So yes, welcome back, doctor. Welcome back. We're just talking about the fact of getting involved, following up from going to town meetings and different things like that. And when there are opportunities to be like the council person, or being homeowners association meetings and different things like that, they're little bitty pockets that you can get yourself involved in, and so you can start hearing what's going on, and then volunteering and all those different types of things. Superintendents meetings, or the school systems, and there's so many different things. And you would be surprised. One little thing leads to another little thing and another little thing. And get yourself involved, and get involved.
There was a comment that I saw came up on the screen.
Which one?
I think from Mario, about the new gun laws in Florida.
Yes, give me 1 second. Yes, right here.
Okay.
Especially the new gun laws in Florida.
Talk to us about that, doctor.
Yeah, basically, you don't have to have a permit to carry a gun here in Florida. So that's actually my husband. We went through the
I
class.
figured that from the last name. I was like, yeah, maybe she might know this person.
Yeah, we went through the class to get our permit. And we did the coursework that was required. We did the fingerprints and everything, but now you don't have to do any of that.
So
is pass it with permit.
So is this for your concealed to carry, or is this a regular permit?
Yeah, you don't have to have a concealed weapons permit.
Okay.
So when I was in Georgia, it was open carry. So that was even less restrictive than this is. But yeah, it goes into July 1st.
Okay.
So
because here we don't have to have a permit here.
Okay, so did the crime rate go up when y'all changed the laws to that?
No, it went down.
Went down.
Really?
Yeah. Because you don't know who's carrying.
Exactly.
Okay, go ahead and get an hour 5 in Wally World if you want to. Okay.
Right, it went down.
Yeah, it went down.
Okay. Well, that's what they're saying is going to happen here. But it's the other side that's saying it. So I don't know.
Yeah, it went down because of the fact that everybody got a gun.
That's what I said.
Yeah, and you ain't getting ready to try it.
Mm-mm.
And then and then seeing people also, when you walk in Subway and the little chick got a big ass Glock on her hip, you know.
What kind of sandwich do you want?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
boring. When I first moved here, it shocked me because I didn't know that. You're walking in the store and then this guy is walking in with. I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna get. And they're like, no, 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 no. People can have guns here, so it took a while to get used to that. But yeah,
Now,
definitely.
in
calmed
Florida,
down.
do they still have to have their background check?
No, that's part of the permit search. I mean, the permit process. So now we don't need that.
So you just walk in, Joe Blow, no fingerprints, no nothing. You just show them your ID, and as long as you have a Florida ID, you can carry it.
I'm assuming that's the way it's supposed to roll out. I don't know the details of exactly the process because they have a lot of gun shows here. There's a gun show at least once a month. So people I guess they could just go up as long as they show their ID and get a gun.
Wow.
Yeah, they have a lot of them here too. Yeah. And if you get your concealed carry license here, the difference is that, like, for places that say that you can't have a weapon inside, you can then take it inside.
You just have to have it covered with a shirt or a jacket or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. That's the only difference.
Wild, Wild West. But it's working here. That's the thing that gets me. It's working here. People aren't they're not rolling up on grandma while she's at the
I guess
ATM
you
no
don't
more.
see the news stories that always start out with Florida man. I don't know how this gonna work here because Florida man is a whole hashtag. So I don't know.
And see, I wasn't here when it first started. Maybe initially it may, take a little shaking out in the wash, type thing. Maybe a little shooting out in the beginning to people, get the message. I don't know. Hopefully not. We've had within the recent little crime surge, but it's been mostly domestic. And I think this is shakeout from COVID, little shakeout from COVID. A lot of those love stories kind of going bad from COVID.
That's what you look like without that mask on. Okay.
Love stories that were developed. But initially, no. When I moved here, I was very shocked. And then also police officers here don't play. They will shoot you. They will shoot you. They will shoot you and it will be televised. And they're not going to turn the camera away.
They will, they'll flat blast you. They don't care.
On camera.
On camera. They don't care.
Yeah.
And I know is that this law is going into place during the summer when people are out of school, have nothing to do. That's my biggest concern right now.
My concern is what's going to happen when they go back to school.
Yeah.
My concern is, and I'm not even talking about kids. I'm talking about freshmen in college, first time away from home. You got a brand new Glock. Okay.
Is that what a freshman in college does?
Let's look at it. That's their first time being away from home.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of madness? And let's take the gun thing totally out of it. What kind of madness goes through people their first semester in college?
Drinking.
Thank you. And what happens after that?
Sex.
Or if you have your gun with you, that's what I'm saying. Where are they going to put the stops at? You're not allowed to have it on campus. Well, Florida law says I can have it as long as I'm in the state. Mm-hmm. Now there's a big argument about that. That's what scares me. That's the part that scares me.
I guess I just don't see a young person that being their first thing they're going out running for just because of that law.
No, they've already got it. They got it over the summer. So now when they pack up from mom and dad's house and they go to college, they throwing it in their luggage.
I just don't see that demographic being that's what they're thinking about doing.
Okay, mark this show. I hope it doesn't happen, but mark this show
What are your
that you
thoughts
heard me say.
of that demographic, though?
Well, yeah, I mean, if they feel they need protection, because I can say growing up, I didn't grow up in quote unquote the hood, but I still had to duck and dodge bullets here in South Florida. Going to my car, going to school, like it's a regular occurrence down here.
I mean, I grew up with that being a regular. I'm from Gary, Indiana, and that and the people around me, and I can't remember anyone in college for being a freshman having a gun.
Yeah, I can do it.
Like that was not what we wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
We was
No, you
drinking.
made it real clear with your two answers. I'm sorry, my bad. You didn't even have to think about them answers. I noticed they just flowed
Whatever.
like Family Feud. What's the first answer? Ding, drinking.
It was college. Anyway, look, back to this. Were there any other things, doctor, that you wanted to make sure to get out to the people that they needed to know?
No, we've covered everything. I just want to encourage you all to make sure you have those courageous conversations about getting your estate planning done. Go seek an attorney to get your estate planning done. Do what you need to do to get your credit together so that you can participate in this thing called home ownership, because that's the only way we can build and transfer generational wealth.
I appreciate all of that. Dr. Carla, you have been extraordinary. Man, we've had great conversation. I just appreciate all of that. The people got in on it. We got in on it. Had some great laughs. I appreciate all of it. Let me make sure and put all of your contact information up here on the screen again before you come and leave us, before I let you go. Put all of this up here. Your LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, your website. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on with us. Thank you for being up late, because I know it's much later there in Florida, so I will not keep you any longer. Please let me make sure I catch if these any more comments that people have down here. Very awesome conversation tonight. Thank you. Awesome conversation. Thank you so much. Thank you for all of our listeners and viewers on there. I am sure they are leaving with great knowledge from you.
Nuggets.
Platinum nuggets.
There you go.
Thanks for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Do you feel that you empowered some people today coming on here?
Absolutely. You empowered me with this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Keep in touch. Keep in touch with us. We'll definitely keep in touch with you. Have a great evening. Have an even better day tomorrow. Thank you so much, Dr. Carla, for coming on.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Love that. Absolutely great
This
conversation.
was a bomb diggity show tonight.
Yes, I told you. I told you.
You did.
I did. I'm always right when I tell you. This is gonna be, and I know I say quite a few of them is the bomb, but I knew this would be. People see, they think when they say, oh, real estate, education, voting, jury, they're like, oh my God, this is gonna be some boring stuff. No.
Nope. Tonight, you know what? Tonight was probably one of the most realistic shows we've had.
Yes.
Okay. Just everybody just letting it out. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Look, that's one thing. And that's why I told her, I said, look, we're going to make this as down to earth and approachable for people as possible. And that's the thing that, our viewers and listeners really get into, is that it's approachable. Mm-hmm. Straight down to modern times, things that they can actually utilize in their lives. Is not so far above their heads that they're like, what the hell? Nope. And it's stuff that I learned too tonight. I'm pretty smart and resourceful, but I learned some stuff tonight too. Absolutely. And the stuff with this guy that's going around right here, Carry
That's
numbers.
that's it. That's the one I was looking for because I'm trying to pull them up on my other monitor.
Yeah, that's some priceless stuff right there that I didn't even know about. So I'm glad to find that information out too. And the fact that I needed 2 cups today, I told
Look, you knew what you were getting into.
look, I told you
Yep.
we got a lot of information to cover tonight and got through it in flying colors. I kept looking up and said, "Oh Lord, we're gonna go with 2 hours."
Now right now, wait, I don't have him up here. I keep putting Gary Chambers. Put it up there again.
Oh Lord. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me, please.
Good God.
Please
How
send
is
it
it
to me.
not? Just, I'll send it to you for sure. Yes.
All right.
So good night. A good night.
Yeah, this was really good. This was really good.
Let me put up what's her name's site right quick.
With Dr. Carlos?
No. For her lashes.
Oh, Cass's?
Yeah. So people can see that.
Yeah, if you saying they work like that for you, yeah, you need to put that up there. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, I would not lie nor exaggerate. And I do not compliment easily.
Ooh, how long have I known you? I think I'm up to 2 compliments a year.
Maybe.
Well, I get one. I get an extra one on my birthday.
Maybe. Okay, here's her site. Here's her site right here. It is Cass Lash, which is CASSLASH. That is her site. I'm going to copy that link and I'm going to put it over in the comments section. So there you go. It went out on all of our little every place that I'm broadcasting. That link went out there. So if you guys are interested, you can check her out. Let me bring up the glue so you can see it a little closer. There you go. $6. Certified lash glue. There we go. So yeah, that stuff is thebomb.com and my lashes are still on.
How long have you had them on?
I did it right before the show started.
Okay.
Did it right before the show started. So, and it's still there.
How long do lashes usually last? I mean, that's probably a crazy question. I don't know.
On what you're doing.
Right, I was going to say environmental. Yeah.
It depends on if the lash glue is waterproof, because they do have some lash glue that is waterproof.
Okay.
I do not believe that is. I have some lash glue that's waterproof. Baby, the fumes on that lash glue is enough to blind you.
I can't open my eyes, but you know what? I know my lashes look good.
Baby, yes. And again, it depends on what you're doing. And then if you're wanting to keep, because some people don't want to take them off. They're like, I got them on, I'm not taking them off. And if you sleep, and then if you're rubbing your eyes, and how oily your skin is, and all types of other little things that go on.
Environmental issues.
Well, not just environmental, your actual skin is not an environmental issue.
If you're sweating because it's too hot and it's sweating down into your eye, into the area of your eyelashes, then it is an environmental issue.
That's not environmental.
Okay. That means stop sweating. Then you don't have to worry about it. Okay.
Anyway, it all depends. So, yeah, it all depends. But you can always just touch it up. But I believe this glue that you would just push it back on. It's very tacky.
I'm so going to leave that last statement alone.
The feeling is tacky. Tacky is a very good word in the lash glue game.
In the lash glue game. Okay.
That's a very good word. So anyway, anywho, that's that. And we're going to get out of here. You need to quickly say your goodbyes.
I'd like to thank my wife for supporting me all these many, many years. I feel empowered. She always does empower me. But I have to actually say that this show empowers me, because you never know who's going to come on and what platinum nuggets we're going to get. So I want to say thank you to Moni for having me as a host, for co-host for this long. And I passed my probation, so I'm still here. And to my wife, I want to say thank you. Again, thank you for empowering me and loving me all these years.
Yeah, he's trying to butter me up. Make sure you call me after the show for our meeting.
Dang, I thought I was going to get out of it. All right.
Thank you to all of our listeners and viewers, WUBI Ubiquity Radio, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all the other platforms that you are listening and watching us on. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button, not follow button. If you are watching us live, thank you so much. Still hit that subscribe and follow button. If you're watching the replay, hit that subscribe and follow button. We do appreciate all of you guys. And next week, we have Sabrina Young coming with us. Yeah, she'll be back. Well, she'll be here. She was supposed to be our guest last week, but she will be back with us live. So make sure and tune in next week and come see her. She has so much good stuff coming, so that she will be our guest next week. Sabrina Young, she's another amazing empowered honoree. And so she will be with us then. And that's it. We're going to get out of here. We want to thank our sponsors, Money Loves Effects, Chris Lay Media, Lighthouse Beauty and Styling, and of course, WUBI Ubiquity Radio and Get Bodied by Stephanie. I didn't show our motivational thing this week, but you want to make sure you get over there and check out Get Bodied by Stephanie, honey. She has been going ham. She's been going ham. Get over there to her page and see if you can find me on there. I'm in a video. See if you can find her bodying me. Okay?
Ooh.
That's a challenge.
Ooh.
There's a video of me getting bodied. See if you can find it. And come on back over here. So we'll see you next Wednesday with Sabrina Young with Empowered Magazine. You guys take care. Have a marvelous weekend. And I'll see you later. Peace.
Peace.
Can we stop the arguing? Can we take a moment where we can calm down? It's just so exhausting. Swinging in the wind, going round and round. I know that we won't say sorry. You beg and I plead, but my heart can't beat until I feel the vibrations. I wanna give you vibrations. I know that we won't say sorry until I feel the vibrations. I wanna give you vibrations, baby. I see me addressing you. Let me put the smile right onto your face, tracing every inch of you. Using my tongue to find your happy place. I know that we can't play naughty. You beg and I plead, and you pull my heartstrings until I feel the vibrations. I wanna give you vibrations. Until I feel the vibration.